And hey everybody, it's Lynn Mordowski, founder at Million Dollar Party Girl, and this is actually a special edition of Extraordinary Women. I am joined by two $1 million downline organization builders who have both been on my Extraordinary Women show, and that would be Tabitha Brinkman. Tabitha, we can't even fit your whole name in there. We've got double names going on. And Ellen Lewis. Ellen, your name fits. Hello. So this is a special edition because we just wrapped up a year-long mastermind, my Elite Mastermind Program. I work with only 10 top leaders a year. And Tabitha and Ellen are 2 of the 10. And they loved it so much, they don't want to leave.
Right?
We're not leaving.
Oh, no. You're stuck with us.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening now? Is it really over? So I invited them back to be part of the Mastermind Program for 2018-2019. It's a 12-month program, but we start in the spring, kind of a fresh spring start. And they're going to be back as what I have given them titles. They are the Alumni Mentors. That is your official title.
I love it.
Alumni.
I'll take it. If it lets us stay, I will take it.
And I feel like you really are, your story is the story of why I joined a mastermind, because even though you are both from the same company, you both are top directors with Tupperware, different parts of the country, you had heard about each other, right?
Even introduced to each other before and been like, hey.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even think I knew that. So you and I met in person.
Yep.
But
a couple times. Yeah.
It wasn't until you joined my Elite Mastermind Program. So I am taking full credit for all.
Yes, do it, Lynn.
That you actually really became collaborators and kind of soul sisters and have done so much together now in really supporting each other's success and the journey that your business has taken you on this last year. Like, I know you guys tell me, like, I feel bad for your business leaders for the next event that you're together at, because it's going to be like the Tabitha and Ellen show. So this is really an important topic. And of course, you know, for those top leaders, it is an application process. Just to let everybody know, you do have to have a certain level of business, because masterminds are about bringing together people that have the same background, the same experiences. And really, it's the value of connecting with those people. That's priceless, right? And especially in our industry, for you guys that know my story that are watching, you know, I spent 27 years as a top leader and never once had the opportunity to kind of get out of that bubble. And many times I feel like that's one of the biggest challenges when you are not a leader, but a leader of leaders. That's when it really becomes hard to fill your cup, because we're just pouring out.
Yes.
Right? We're pouring out. And there's
like a sieve.
And, you know, and so not all the top leaders make it because they don't have that support system. And I think it's just a challenge for the company to give it to you. Like, where do you go? You know, we had top leader trainings twice a year, but even that, it was kind of like new product launches and new promotions and not really a lot of that leader of leadership development that we needed. So that was kind of the inspiration for me to develop this program, because I was like, what was missing? Like, what was the core piece that I wish I could pass on to the next generation? Now that I'm over 50, I can say that. And it really has become a labor of love for me, and one of, you know, just my most favorite things to do is to see the collaboration that this group brings together. And so let's talk a little bit about, one of the things that you've taken away as part of this, our elite community this year. And I know both of you really believe in investing in yourself and lifelong learning. And Ellen, I know you were, when you came into direct selling, you were in the midst of claiming bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. And I see so many people coming from a place of lack, mm-hmm. and they get more lack, right? Versus, but what really impressed me about you was you knew that you needed to invest in yourself. And even though you were scraping together pennies, that was important to you. And I'm sure that had a big impact on propelling your success. So tell us a little bit about, why you decided to invest in yourself this way and how it's impacted you this year.
Sure, absolutely. You know what? Before direct sales, my husband and I, we owned a business. We owned a coffee shop. And so I just have a business background. My dad also owned a business. Maybe the last couple of years that I was living at home, he had opened a business. And so I just kind of got it from watching him. I knew that, you got to spend money to make money, but you need to be strategic about where you're spending it and where you're investing it into the business, whether it's into yourself or if it's into something like hardware, a working computer, things like that. That's and true. So, yeah. So when I got started, I always said, it's so funny when people say a leader of leaders. I used to say that before I had any leaders. I was like, I'm going to be a leader of leaders. And I would just say it to myself over and over again. And I was like, I'm doing this. I'm going to be a leader of leaders. And it was funny because I didn't realize till just like 2 years ago that I was like, holy crap, I'm a leader of leaders. Like, what happened? I know. It's just like, you just kind of, you get so used to the everyday, you just kind of like forget about it. But so when I came to Tupperware and we were so broke and we were really struggling and we were in the process of bankruptcy and all of that, when I would go to our national sales conference or anything like that, I literally was taking food off my table to attend. Mm-hmm. And so because of that, I always made a promise to myself that I owed it to my family to return it tenfold. So whatever investment I made in myself and my business, I was like 10 times committed of getting the return on that investment. And so it's not just about, because anybody can listen to trainings and you can become a professional student, but you have to apply the learning.
That's pretty impactful that when you say you were taking money away from the food on your table, talk about skin in the game. Just being around those people, again, kind of getting out of that bubble, seeing what top achievers are doing, learning what they're doing. It's like getting your MBA, right, in this industry.
Yes.
And you can only get that by getting out and finding those people that are successful. And how about you, Tabitha? Because I know you are the same thing, always investing in yourself, always, lifelong learning.
Yes, I cannot get my hands on enough different things to learn more and to be inspired more, because like you said at the beginning, it's very hard to get our cups filled because we give and give and give. So when this mastermind came up, I was like, oh, sign me up. I totally want to be with like leaders. I want to find somebody out there. And then, you brought me Ellen. It was remarkable because not only does, Lynn give us so many great ideas month after month after month, we got so much from her, but the friendship, it was incredible. And now Ellen and I call each other outside of the mastermind and are like, hey, we do like a recap. We do a recap after the mastermind. We're like, okay, so how are we going to apply this? How are we going to do this? It's amazing. And you just you can't invest in yourself enough, I feel. But again, Ellen hit it right on the head when she said, you got to apply it. You just,
yes. You have to. And that kind of whole, we have an accountability call. So
yes.
That's part of the program. So I will call you out.
Yes, you will.
What was your biggest takeaway or something that you felt made a big difference for your for you as a leader?
I mean, every single month, Lynn, you gave us new ideas. I think that okay, so nothing really is new in the direct sales industry. Everything can be recycled and, made beautiful, give a little facelift to it. Everything that you do in home parties, you could do on Facebook. I mean, everything that you do with your team back then still works now. You gave us so many ideas, but again, my favorite is definitely the collaboration and the friendships that were made. It's priceless to me. It's nothing that, I would have been able to generate on my own. Ellen, I don't know. Do you think?
I don't know. It's funny because you're like, it was definitely, and I almost went. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. But seriously, it is. It's the, one of the things that I liked was every month we had a different thing we were focusing on, a different aspect of the business. And so sometimes we don't take the time to stop and go, what do I do for that?
Right.
We just do it. We're on autopilot and we just plug away and we know, and we're just instinctively doing it. And so it forced us to actually stop, slow down and be like, what is it that I do to address this situation or this challenge or whatever it is? And then bringing that to the table, each one of us each time brings that to the table. And then through that, we just hear lots of different ideas. And it was just, that's what I just love, because I've been a part of masterminds before. But it was different. It was more like every month they featured a different person, or every call they'd feature a different person and they would tell their story in a nutshell. It didn't kind of almost create a panel and get input from each member. It more was this is a successful leader. These are some of their best business practices. Go. And that was great because you still got a lot of great ideas and tips, but I just liked the way it was categorized every single month, and we kind of went in and just dug in and got lots of different ideas on the same subject.
Yeah, so there is a topic every month, and everybody is expected to bring something to the table. It's not just show up, listen to a speaker, and go on your way. There's homework.
Yeah.
It's here's the topic, and you need to come prepared and have something to share, because for me, that is the power of the mastermind. And of course, yes, I'm sharing, but it's getting really giving everybody that push to be the star and letting them bring what they've got to the table.
And it can be scary to share at first, and you open that up to make it so easy to share what we do with other people. There's nothing to hide, Yes. It was awesome.
Well, what happens in the mastermind stays in the mastermind.
Yeah.
And, if you're not quite there yet to get in my Elite program, Ellen and Tabitha and Elite members in our new program do have to have a $500,000 downline organization or higher. Ellen's at 1.5 billion. Tabitha's at 3.5.
almost 7.
2.7. I don't know where I got 3.5 from. Maybe
2.7 and a half.
Can I give you down to the decimal? No.
2.729. So, work hard to get in the next year, right? If you don't qualify this year, work hard to get in next year, because it only opens up in April. And once the spots are full, we have 5 spots open. There's room for 10. Once we have 5 more, we close the door and we get to work for 12 months together. So if you're not there yet, work to get there. That's my advice for you.
Yeah, set a goal.
Yeah, set a goal to get there. And if you are there, my Lynnbot will send you the information. Lynnbot, she hustles.
She does. She's a hustler.
So just comment with the word mastermind, and Lynnbot will send you the details, including the application. There is an application process. And I will tell you, if you're worried and you're thinking it's like $1,000 a month, it's not. It's under $200 a month, which again, it's more of a labor of love for me than anything else, because most masterminds start at about 500.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And you don't get Lynn.
Yeah. 200 is a steal. Like I've been in programs that are like 500 and higher a month. Yeah.
And a tax write-off.
Tax write-off.
I'm all about the tax write-offs.
Well, that's true. We got to write that stuff off. Yeah, it's and the reason they cost so much money is because, number one, it's the exclusivity, and it's a lot to manage. Quite frankly, it's a lot to manage a program like this. And but like I said, it is a labor of love for me, and something that I absolutely am passionate about doing. If you're not there yet, your business isn't there yet, make this your goal. Work your butt off this year. Your leader would love to get a call from you saying, I've decided I want to build a $500,000 organization. So I can get in Lynn's mastermind program, right? How do I do it? And work your butt off to get there. All right. We lost Ellen.
Yes, we did.
She's back in the green room. All right. Good night. Thank you, everyone. Bye.